All right, friends, it's Team Men, and we're gonna do a reaction video to a video that blah just popped up right now. I just saw it. I figured, you know what? I'm gonna do a reaction to it, bro. That's right. To the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself, Jason Blaha. So Blaha says a strong person is strong any lift, whatever that means. Okay, a strong person is strong any lift, and getting bigger makes you stronger. Yeah, I would agree. When you get bigger, you get stronger. But these people are not getting bigger, so they're not getting stronger. What they're getting is better because they lift concentrically. If you lift concentrically, you're getting better at lifting. Now, if you lift eccentrically, you're going to get bigger because that's how eccentric exercises work. You get bigger, you get stronger. That's all. And you can lift heavier eccentrically than you could concentrically.
Strong is strong, and size will always make you stronger. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Law here, and I thought I would chat with you.
Yeah, size will always make you stronger. More sarcomeres in series and in parallel, these myofibulars, when you build them, you become stronger, yeah.
Guys and gals, a little bit about this today. Again, one of those interesting topics to where I say this, and then I also point out sometimes a lot of...
Look, the reason why you want to do as many unaccustomed exercises in the gym, and let's say you go to a gym, because it's bodybuilding, really, gyms, okay? They have all the stuff there. The reason why you want to do as many unaccustomed exercises as you can do, because you'll get an adaptation there. And so what will happen is you'll get in science, they call them hybrid fibers. These type 2 muscle fibers are hybrid fibers. Now, how they enhance you according to that particular movement or exercise that you did, well, it does. See what I mean? It does. That's why it's a good idea that's why they always say in science, unaccustomed exercise is known to cause widespread muscle damage. Well, we do know that. Unaccustomed exercise will cause widespread muscle damage. But guess what? So will eccentric exercise. It'll always cause widespread muscle damage if you do enough of it vigorously, yeah. See what I mean? On the day or whatever. So it's important to do as many unaccustomed exercises that you're unfamiliar with. You know what I mean? And it is important to do eccentric exercises. See what I mean? There you go. In other words, these unaccustomed exercises and these unaccustomed, unfamiliar exercises, I'm talking about doing them eccentrically. No, hold on a second. Not necessarily, sorry. What I meant is you're going to get an adaptation eccentrically when you do it the very first time and you're unaccustomed to it. You were unaccustomed to that movement. Even if it is full range of motion, you'll get damaged. That's the whole point, getting these damaging sessions. But guess what? After you become accustomed to that exercise, you will not get any more damage. So what do you need to do? You need to revert over to eccentric exercise. You need to stick to the eccentric now. If that's your goal, I don't know. If you want to be a lifting slave, lift concentrically. If you don't want to be a lifting slave, then lift eccentrically, and you won't be a lifting slave for the rest of your life. It's really simple, bro. That's how it works, man.
Guys will try to hide their strength by using the really awkward lifts. This is something I mentioned years ago. Dudes will use the awkward lifts.
They try to hide their strength using awkward lifts, like Blaha, throwing weights up and down. A lot of people throwing weights around. That's how they hide it.
To really easy lifts to lift big weights to look stronger than...
Or they do partial reps like this guy. I just posted in the community section. I don't know if you saw him, what he's doing. Look, I'll show you. You know how you guys are always talking about, oh, those are partial reps. Well, what the fuck are you doing? What's this guy doing? Look, in my community section. Here, check it out. See what this guy's doing here. Posts. Right there, man. Look at this guy. Does he look very strong to you? He's just really fat. You think he's strong because you're like, oh, he looks big, like he has big arms or big muscles or something. He has not got any muscles. He's just a fat guy. And look, he can't even lift them eccentrically. He does concentric lifts, partial reps, concentric, which is the easiest. These are 100-pound dumbbells. Even my friend there, the Nacho Plan, he's doing 110 dumbbells, 110-pound dumbbells, and he can do them with ease, eccentrically, which is the hardest to do. See what I mean? Because you're getting damaged at the bottom. Look at this guy. See that? That's a partial concentric rep. That's concentric repping. There's no eccentric. Want to know why? Because he's weak. That's why he's weak. He can't do it. He's weak. Weak, I tell you. Pushing against gravity like that actually shortens your sarcomeres. Anyways, let's go back to Blaha. You get the idea, dude. That just says it all.
To lift big weights to look stronger than they really are, and then they'll be
like that guy. Lift big weights to look stronger than he is.
Scared of the classic stuff. But what I want to note there is they always do the easy lifts, right? They do stuff like high handle trap bars with straps. Sumo deadlifts with bumper plates and a whippy bar and straps. Well, yeah, a lot of those lifts you're going to lift 100, 200 pounds more. And people think I'm kidding, like it can't be that much more. I'm like, yeah, it really is, guys. And above the knee rack pull. Yeah, if you can't above the knee rack pull 800 pounds, you're pretty weak. Let's just be realistic. You're not strong. Like if you're above the knee rack pull 600 pounds, you could be a 130-pound guy. And quite frankly, I've seen it. So those sort of examples. This is what we're talking about. But yeah, absolutely. I've seen guys with 500-pound deadlifts do a 700-pound high handle trap bar with straps. I mean, that's just how it works. I've seen guys with a 500 deadlift, do a 600-pound sumo with bumpers, straps, and a whippy bar. Yeah, but they still only pull 500. When push come to shove. But in general, strong is strong. And so what I would always say to someone, if a person has built a good strength base, they can grab just about any lift and hit a respectable weight, assuming they don't have some range of motion issues. Maybe their shoulders are too messed up to do a certain range of motion. Okay, well, that's different. It's not a strength issue.
Yeah, no, that is a strength issue. If the range of motion, you got to have these sarcomeres in series. That gives you range of motion. That's the whole point.
So that might be a case. Maybe they have a movement they are literally not capable of doing. Fair play, but at everything.
That's Blaha. He has problems, range of motion. That's why he can't lift properly either. Remember, he always says that in his videos. It's because he doesn't do any eccentric work. That's why he's got poor range of motion.
Else they should be strong. Okay.
Blaha is very weak.
So that's what.
Blaha is weak in the eccentric. He's extremely weak eccentric lifting. He's a weakling.
I mean, so if someone is strong and they're moving big weights on some other lift, they should probably be able to walk in and hit a squat bench or deadlift and have a real big number.
Look, you have to swallow your pride, and you have to start all over again. If you're a concentric lifter and you want to get big and strong, you're going to have to lift eccentrically. You're going to have to swallow your pride, and it's going to show. You're weak. You cannot do those lifts eccentrically like you do them concentrically, unfortunately, because you're weak. You have to start from the beginning. You have to learn how to crawl before you can walk, dude. Unfortunately, it's just like that in life.
The conjugate system, all these other lifts carry over, but oftentimes they're hard.
Blaha, he's scared to show all you that on video because you'll start making fun of him completely because you'll see how weak he is on the eccentric. He's completely weak.
Lifts. Like a good morning here. I can do 500 pounds on a good morning.
Look, see these partial reps again, these concentric partial reps. A lot of people do them to fool you. It's called the fool, get it? It's to fool you that he's strong. He's not strong. Look, all his lifts are concentric. Anybody can stick their ass out and pump up, their ass sticking out.
Doing, heavy.
That was a partial rep, bro. There's no eccentric there at all. If he went down with that weight eccentrically, he'd fucking die at the bottom.
Deficit deadlifts without strap.
To tell you the truth, he probably would crash at the bottom. That thing would land on his neck or whatever and fall over. He'd die. Because I seen him on one video. He accidentally got weak and he went down eccentrically and he crashed. I have a video of it. It's in my, I don't know, it's in my shorts or something. I have to look for it. I don't know, because this YouTube shit never shows everything precisely. Here, hold on. Let me see my shorts. It's somewhere down at the bottom. I'll have to find it now. See, look, they cut it off here. I don't know how to find the rest of these. I don't know what happened to the rest of the shorts here. I have it with Blaha on there. Fuck, man. I gotta go to management. I don't know if I have to go to management. What the fuck? Let me see. Shorts. Where's that Blaha video? I know I got it here somewhere. I can find it. I have too many shorts. That's why. Oh, shit. Man, why do they do this? They do this all the time. Then you can't find it. You have to circulate through the whole thing to look for it. Shit, I don't know where it is right now. It's a crazy Blaha video, man. Look, I typed on shorts and they keep showing all these other videos. This is really, really weird. I don't know where it is, man. Damn it, hold on. It's one of the first ones I posted of him. I don't think I can find it, man. It's in my short section. You've probably seen it. Check it out. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how to get there. I can't find it. Anyway, he goes down eccentrically, he falls down and he crashes on the ground. It's in my short section. You can check it out. It's a video of him doing squats. He dies at the bottom doing it eccentrically. Everybody knows that video. People have seen it. There's another channel, they post it. Yeah, I don't know where it is right now. I'd have to look. I don't know. I don't know, because the shorts is not showing it. When you push shorts, it just shows you a bunch of videos. Shorts. Well, wait a second. Maybe. Okay, hold on. This thing is. Oh no. See, there it is. It's messed up again. It will not show it. Fuck. Anyways, you get the idea. He falls down. It's a ridiculous video.
You know, that sort of stuff, right? These harder movements. Like this is a good test of strength, and it will carry over. So if you're good at those things, you'll be good at the classic lifts too. Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, you'll be better at the classic lifts. You'll be stronger than on those more
Good
awkward.
at these, you'll be good at the classic lifts, man. Well, I don't want to be good at lifting. Let me explain something to you, Blaha. I don't go to the gym to enslave myself to be good at lifting. I want to get big and strong so I can use it as a carryover to all sports and destroy people. That's all. That's what bodybuilding is for.
Ones. But just something to note. So when someone says, well, I'm strong, but I'm not strong at this lift, well, then you're probably not strong. In other words, some guy brags about some other sort of pressing type movement, but then they can't bench. It's like, do you not have pecs? Like what muscle?
I don't know. Did he not practice maybe? Maybe he didn't have a chance to get there like you, fool. I don't know what Blah's talking about. Gyms aren't places for performance. They're there for you to get better. That's all. To get better. This is stupid.
You have this week that's not allowing you to bench it. Because a strong guy's going to walk in and raw dog some big weight on bench, even if he doesn't.
A strong guy? You mean a practiced guy? A practiced guy came in who got good at lifting. Is going to come in and put a lot of weight on the bench? Okay. What about it, Blaha?
Really bench that often. Like if you're really strong at weighted dips, you're really strong.
Oh, he benches that often. Yeah, the other one doesn't bench that often. Well, there you go. There's the difference.
Incline, you're not going to have a weak bench press. In other words, you can slap 3 plates on a weighted dip and crank out 5 or 6 reps, or you can incline 315. Don't tell me you can't flat bench the big numbers. Don't tell me your flat bench is only 300 pounds, because it's not going to be.
And why do they have to do that? Is lifting a sport? Is this a sport? What you're doing here? Is this a sport?
Or you're cheating on those other lifts. Do you guys see what I mean?
No, I don't see what you mean.
So again, if you're strong across the board. The same thing with size.
Yeah.
Size equals strength potential. And yes, if you don't train maxes, you don't train this stuff, you might be 10% weaker. You know, a big jacked bodybuilder might be 10% weaker than a power lifter who's the same size as him. But notice I said 10%. They
What's he talking about? Man, he's making stuff up. I don't know. Whatever.
got about the same muscle mass, similar leverages. He's only going to be about 10% weaker. So
How do you know what these people are going to be? Did they practice? Did they do eccentric exercise? What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. Blaha, they could be anything. They could be anywhere on the board.
in other words, if they're all the musculature is pretty similar, arms, leg lengths, all their structure pretty similar. And say the power lifter squats 600.
If they don't practice, then no, they won't be good at doing these things in this garage.
That bodybuilder's not going to be a 400-pound squatter. Okay, he's going to squat 550, maybe 530, if you get him under the bar and have him really try to do it. Like if you
Real bodybuilders are really strong. That's all I know. The fake bodybuilders, they're not strong. And anyways, there's a lot of fakes. They take drugs. They take this fake strength. They drink drugs. They inject. And if they go down eccentrically, they all get injured. They destroy themselves eccentrically. That's why they're all out of the sport. They have all these injuries all the time because the eccentric part gets them, and then they're screwed because they lift concentrically, and accidentally they end up in the eccentric zone by accident, and bingo, injury right away. Just like powerlifters, they're taken out, they're crippled, they're taken out of the sport. No more sport.
goes all out and really tries to ramp to a max, and he may not train maxes. So understand that also. So when that topic comes up, and someone says, yeah, but this one guy I see online, he looks really big and he's not really as strong. Maybe he's not that big.
He's not really that strong. Well, maybe he's not that big. Well, did he not look big? Huh. Maybe he's not big. Does he look big?
People don't want to hear that. I mean, I'm sorry, but we see that. I've seen some guys, we're not going to always say who they are, that they can't bench 300 pounds.
They can't bench 300 pounds. Yeah, okay, and what about it? Why do you need to bench 300 pounds, Blaha? What's the reason?
Look a little big on camera. They can't bench 300 pounds. They're a sub 400 squatter, sub 500 deadlifter. They need straps and hitch to put 500 on a deadlift, and they squat 380.
Okay.
They test their max, and they actually have done them on camera. If people say, so you're wrong. I mean, that guy's way bigger than that. It's like, maybe he's not as big as you think he is. Maybe it's the camera angle's an illusion, and you get him next to someone you put him next to me, I promise you he's going to be smaller. I squat 500. You guys watch me pull 600.
Blah doesn't squat 600. He doesn't do anything. He just lifts concentrically. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do full range of motion. There's no full range of motion on any of his exercises. Maybe the very light bicep exercises, he's doing somewhat full range of motion, but that's only because he's throwing the weight up in the air, throwing it up and down. There's very few exercises that he does full range of motion. They're all concentric. All this heavy stuff is all partial concentric reps. I'm not joking. Look.
I do reps of 315 on the bench.
See?
Okay. I promise you, he probably is going to be considerably smaller next to me on a camera. And it's because we know how these things work, right? It's not because I'm that massive. I'm just telling you that guy is going to be smaller than me. He just will. Noticeably so. He's going to be way less thick. Because, muscle mass equals strength potential, but that's the illusion the internet can.
Muscle mass equals strength. Yeah, it does. Yeah. It depends. You could get nervous system strength concentrically, and then you can get eccentric strength. Right? I don't know. It depends. It can fool you. One can fool you.
Create. So just be aware of that too. And the same thing. So if the guy looks really jacked in person and everything is built, he's probably real strong.
Yep, that's me. I'm pretty jacked and everything, and so that must mean I'm pretty strong, because I'm pretty built everywhere. Get it?
Like, I've met some guys like that. I had a neighbor who was like that before. He realized who my channel was and everything, so he laughed because he lifted. But he could genetically used to be a lot stronger and backed off and just kind of goofed off. But when push came to shove, the guy could still pull over 500 pounds when he needed to. Okay? Even though the guy mostly played with machines and dumbbells, just looked fit, but he was pretty jacked. And he really, I backed off of my training. I don't train that often. I go to the gym once or twice a week. I just try to get my stuff done. You know, dude still had like 17-inch arms with a bicep vein. Still had pretty dang big quads and everything walking around in shorts, you know. Pretty big dude. You know, but then when push came to shove, you put him on the bench, he could still bang out a few reps of 315 on the bench. You could put 5 plates on the bar for the deadlift, and even though he's like, I haven't done any barbell work, I chatted with him one day, and he's like, I hadn't deadlifted in like 2 years.
Right.
He could still do reps with 5 plates. Why? Because he was still big. He was still big.
See? Why could he still rep out these things? Because he was still big. Because he was still big. He built some muscle, and he was able to rep them out. Not necessarily. Maybe he's just practicing. He's practicing. It's not. I don't think he's that big.
And he trained mostly just bodybuilding stuff. He was like a machine guy, machines and dumbbells.
Yeah, these guys don't train bodybuilding. They train concentric lifting. Look, like Blaha. Look at him.
That's all he really messed with once or twice a week still.
See that? That's not eccentric lifting. That's concentric lifting. That's Blaha's lifting. See? Partial rep.
But he was still strong.
He's like that guy in the video. Partial, I told you, partial reps. That's what Blaha does. Partial concentric reps. Yeah.
When he needed to be. And that's the point. A guy who's big and carrying a lot of muscles is going to be strong when they actually put the effort into getting under a heavyweight.
Oh, really?
They'll be surprisingly strong, even if they're like, dude, I just do 15 rep sets on machines these days. They're still going to move some pretty big weight because size equals strength potential. Will they be as strong as if they trained for the strength? No. They're still going to be strong. They're still going to be strong. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today.
They're going to be strong. I hope that's all. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. That was funny crap.